Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to another video. Today we are here for episode number 97 of Goattville updates, and hard to believe it's episode number 97. We've really come quite a far way within just the past few months alone, but it looks like in a couple weeks we'll be hitting episode 100. I got a big video planned for that. But until then, we're going to mostly be working on the stadium here, and I've gotten some pretty good progress done so far. A lot of some of the, the continual stadium progress that needs to get done, so hopefully it can get done sometime soon, sometime during this summer, at least I hope. So yeah, let's just cover over some of that real quick. But the first thing, I think the most important thing to mention is that Minecraft just came out with a recent update, just recently, I think yesterday, which was the first half of the Caves and Cliffs update. And it included a couple new blocks, which I think I could use, and a couple of other things which may not be exactly used for the stadium, but I think could still be pretty interesting. The first thing that I sort of already tried testing out a little bit is this, which is called a moss block. And it's just like a slightly different sort of shade than the grass. Unfortunately, it's got that little reflection right there with the sun. But I think it's just like a slightly different tint of the grass, which could look well. So it kind of looks like, if you view it from a certain angle, it kind of looks like it's, mowed grass. And I was thinking maybe we can try and fill in the rest of the outfield, but I'm not too sure with that reflection there, because if you view from like literally any other angle, it looks a little bit too off. So yeah, I'm not too sure if we're gonna go through with that, but still something pretty interesting. The second thing that was added, I guess we can just go, oh yeah, this thing, I had this in my inventory, just so I didn't need to go and fetch it, is a little telescope, which is, I guess, a little bit interesting in case I need to zoom in to something far off in the distance. Not too practical with creative, but I guess maybe for something like these videos where I'm trying to, I guess, show off a lot of things on this such a massive scale, could be pretty useful. But the biggest thing, of course, I need to be able to find it. I think it's in here. Here it is. And then it's this one. All right. Finally, after I don't know how many years, it's good. It's been probably around, well, the game's been out for around 12 years now, but on Xbox it's been around for it's been 9 years. Finally, they've added it. Check this out. It's a goat. They finally added the goat to Minecraft. So we're gonna have a couple of these probably roaming around. We're definitely going to need to add something to the zoo sometime soon to add a little goat enclosure, because I mean, it'd just be way too fitting to have a goat enclosure here on Goattville. So we'll just have this guy just sort of walking around there. I think I already spawned one over in the zoo area, in the area where I was planning on putting in the goat enclosure, but we'll have to worry about that in another episode. But yeah, very interesting little thing to have right there. Will be I think a lovely addition to Goattville. And next thing, I guess we can just sort of cover over the progress of the stadium so far. Yeah, as I mentioned before, just a lot of continuous progress with a lot of the not so much seen elements of the stadium, but still things that need to get done. The first thing is I've added a little bit of change here to the outfield, right? I thought this whole outfield area looked a little bit too unimpressive compared to other real-life stadiums, so I kind of have this sort of little comparison, right? We can sort of have like the trees and the other stuff like I was originally having, but then over here I just tried seeing if we put like a little fountain in here with these different little scales of water shooting up, and I think that's a much better idea. So I think we're going to replace the tree, hopefully by the next episode, with those water features right there. I think that'd be a good bit of an improvement there to the outfield to make it look a little bit nicer. Yeah, next thing would be over here with the seating. I managed to expand all of this out all the way, put in a couple of these extra aisles. It looks a little bit strange with the aisles, but if you don't focus on it too much, it actually doesn't look too bad. I managed to fit all of that in. Say we're going to do something like this, just continued on the other side. So all we need to do is just pretty much copy what we have over there, right over there, and this side of the field will almost be done with the seating. There'll be a little bit down here towards the bottom, but aside from that, we pretty much have all of the seating design done. We just need to fill it all in. And then with the exterior, dealing with the seating, I've managed to bring this side in a little bit. Went through a couple design changes with this, but I think I got something that I think would look pretty well. So we just sort of continue it along this way just a little bit more. It sort of goes down in angles, so that way it sort of blends in with this the seating right here. Looks like it sort of cuts it off a little bit, but it's not too much to the point that it's noticeable. I think it's I think it's fine. I think it works well. I'm just not too sure if I should go another couple pillars over just to sort of fill in this area. I'm not thinking that I will need to, but yeah, it still looks pretty well. And I think another one won't look too bad as well, but I think this is probably what I'm going to keep it as. And then the remainder of the work I've done is mostly within the stadium itself. Over here in this area, and basically has been all of the interior work that I've pretty much ever done in this entire stadium, but a lot of it has been what I've been doing in the previous week. So I've expanded this hallway, just continuing out a little bit more. We got a couple more of these little areas right here, which we can fill up with little, hole-in-the-wall restaurants and stuff like that. Expanded all the way down almost to the end of this wall right here. I think we'll only need to just make one more right here and we'll be finished with this area. And then over here, mostly just empty, but this is going to be a bit more of a kind of industrial area, kind of like a little loading area for different trucks come in to sort of supply everything for the stadium. So this area will be pretty much empty, so it will be pretty quick to fill in, so that won't be too much of a problem. And then over here we got a couple more bridges in, a little bit more of the little structures, the little poles and the scaffolding going across right there. And then over here we got the stairs going up. I was worrying a lot about putting stairs over here at the entrance, but these aren't going to be so much the main stairs of the stadium. We got a couple here which just take you up to the second floor, but the main stairs to get up to the higher levels are going to be over here, which is why they are a solid 7 meters wide. So we got a couple of these just going up and down, all the way up, and we got it all sort of detailed on the bottom as well. And then looks pretty well from the outside too, just some sort of levels going through the middle right there. I think it looks pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much all it is for the stairs there. I added a couple more details to the hallway, just sort of expanding them up here on the sort of the upper layers right here. Working on fixing up some of this area so that the blue doesn't come through. Just trying to clean it up as much as possible, which is just pretty simple stuff, but still takes quite a lot of time just because there's so much of it. And then over here, I just am working over here, expanding some of these little these luxury rooms. Still can't remember the name for them, but these little rooms right here, the ones where you have to pay a little bit extra, but it gives you a pretty nice view of the stadium right here. I've just been working on a couple more of these. These ones are the only ones that are furnished. I think I only have maybe around 2 or 3 that are furnished. And then over here, we just have there's the whole framing of it all done. But that should be alright because all the measurements have been done. All I need to do is just get all the materials, throw a bunch of furniture in here, and they will be finished. We even got some of the outside stuff already done. So yeah, some simple progress done to the stadium, but I feel like still pretty significant, and hopefully sometime soon we can just sort of continue with a lot of this stuff. I think the majority of the design work is done for this stadium, at least for the like the actual base part of the stadium. Of course, a lot of stuff needs to be done over here, but of course some slow progress has been coming along. I added this road here too, just recently. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I don't think this area will be nearly as long of a process as it will be for all of the actual stadium. But yeah, this is basically the only design work that I still have left for this stadium. The remainder of it is just simple, repetitive stuff that hopefully we can get done pretty quickly. I know I've been saying that a lot, but I've just been mostly finishing up all the design work so that hopefully within the next couple months we can just sort of get as much done of this as possible. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!